The golden light of Beverly Hills spills through the glass doors of Maison Léon, a luxury fashion boutique known for dressing celebrities and the ultra-rich. The air smells faintly of expensive perfume and new leather. A woman walks in, Sarah Blake, dressed in faded jeans, worn sneakers, and a plain white t-shirt. Her hair is tied in a loose ponytail. No designer logos. No jewelry. Just simplicity. As she steps inside, the laughter from two saleswomen hushes into a sneer. One of them, Chloe, crosses her arms and smirks. "Sorry," she says loudly. "We don't have a clearance section." The boutique goes quiet. Sarah pauses, eyes scanning the room, not with shame, but quiet resolve. Inside the elegant boutique of Maison Léon, everything screams wealth: crystal chandeliers, velvet-lined fitting rooms, and rows of designer dresses behind glass. Sarah Blake, 34, steps cautiously onto the marble floor. She's a freelance interior designer, creative, hardworking, with no time for vanity. She just comes straight from a home renovation project, dust still faintly clinging to her jeans. Today is special. She's here to buy an outfit for her husband's gala dinner, a formal charity event with LA's elite. But instead of excitement, she's met with silence. Not a single sales associate greets her. They glance at her clothes, then glance away. Two women behind the counter giggle softly, pretending to reorganize scarves. One whispers, "Lost tourist?" Or just clueless. Sarah hears them, but says nothing. Her eyes scan the store, focused, purposeful. She knows her worth. Chloe, the lead saleswoman, stands behind the counter, arms crossed, manicured nails tapping impatiently. Her assistant, Lily, leans in close. They both look Sarah up and down, jeans, plain white tee, dusty sneakers. Chloe smirks, whispering. She probably thinks this is like Zara or something. They chuckle. The air feels colder. Sarah, unfazed, walks over to a mannequin near the window. On it is a stunning navy blue evening gown, silk, clean lines, minimalist but powerful. She gestures politely. "Excuse me, could I try this one on?" Chloe walks over, lips pursed, and replies without a smile. "That's a custom piece. It's not something we loan out for casual events." Her tone drips with judgment. Lily adds mock sweetly, "We can recommend something more accessible in the back rack if you'd like." Sarah nods calmly. She doesn't snap back, but her eyes narrow. She's taking mental notes. Still composed, Sarah calmly points to another elegant dress on the side rack, black, sleek, tasteful. "Could I take a look at that one, please?" Chloe doesn't respond right away. Instead, she turns to Lily, deliberately loud. They walk in thinking this is Target. Lily snorts. From the other side of the room, a well-dressed woman glances at Sarah and bursts into laughter. The laughter feels sharp, like a slap. Sarah's cheeks flush. Her hand instinctively brushes the crease on her worn jeans. But she straightens up, dignity intact. Chloe finally turns to Sarah, feigning sympathy. "Ma'am, I just don't want you to waste your time. Our clientele usually shops for special occasions." Sarah blinks slowly. Her voice remains steady. "And how do you know this isn't a special occasion?" Chloe chuckles, eyes rolling. "Just a guess." Sarah turns, trying to hold herself together. A soft whisper behind her cuts deeper than any insult. She really thought she could afford this? It's a young woman, barely in her 20s, holding her phone sideways, discreetly filming Sarah. She's giggling to her friend, both trying to hide their smirks. Sarah pauses mid-step, realizing the entire store is now quietly watching her. Some with curiosity, others with thinly veiled amusement. Her throat tightens. She blinks quickly, fighting the sting in her eyes. She doesn't belong here. At least, that's what they've made her feel. With trembling fingers, Sarah grabs the door handle. She's about to walk out, when a familiar ringtone pierces the tension. Her phone vibrates. A text. "Almost there. Did you find something you like?" "See." She hesitates. Then from outside, the roar of an engine. A sleek black Rolls-Royce Phantom pulls up. The store windows reflect its presence like something out of a movie. Chloe glances out and freezes. Lily gasps. The doors open. Out steps Cole Blake, Sarah's husband, tall, poised, effortlessly powerful. Known billionaire tech CEO, featured on Forbes and Time. He walks straight into the store with confident steps, and all eyes shift. The glass doors swing open with a gentle chime. A tall man in a tailored charcoal gray suit steps in, the late afternoon sun reflecting off the gleaming Rolls-Royce parked outside. His presence is immediate, commanding yet composed. Mason Blake, the renowned tech investor. Forbes' top 10 most powerful men in Silicon Valley. He walks past the stunned customers without a glance, heading straight to Sarah. His voice cuts through the store like a spotlight. "Sarah, did they help you?" Gasps ripple through the air. Chloe stiffens. Lily steps back, her mouth slightly open. Sarah, still processing, stammers. I was just about to leave." Mason narrows his eyes and turns to the staff. "Why? Was there a problem?" Chloe tries to recover. "Oh no, sir. We just didn't realize." "Didn't realize what?" Mason's tone is sharp but calm. "That she was someone worth respecting only after I showed up." The silence is deafening. Chloe's face drains of color. Customers pretend to browse, avoiding eye contact. Mason turns to Sarah and gently offers his arm. "Let's find you something stunning. You deserve to feel as radiant as you are." Chloe stands frozen, her face pale. Mason turns toward her, calm but razor sharp. "So, you judge your customers based on their shoes?" His tone is low, but the weight of the question silences the room. Chloe fumbles for words. "I didn't mean to offend. I just thought she wasn't good enough to be in here." Mason interrupts. "Tell me, how much do you think you know about someone based on their outfit?" Sarah watches quietly, her posture straighter now, her eyes no longer uncertain, but steady, unwavering. Chloe stammers. "I was just following store standards. We usually only cater to." "To what?" Mason presses, his voice firmer. "People with designer bags? Status symbols? You know, my wife built a multi-million-dollar design portfolio from scratch. Without dressing like your catalog." Gasps echo softly from nearby customers. Sarah remains quiet, but a flicker of strength glows in her eyes. Mason finally says, "You didn't just disrespect a customer, you disrespected a human being." Chloe lowers her gaze, trembling slightly. The room stands in stunned silence. Mason takes a calm breath and speaks, his voice cutting through the tension. "What you don't know, Chloe, is that I recently became an investor in Maison Léon." Chloe's face drains of color. "And today, I didn't just come here to shop," he continues. "I came to see how the staff treat real clients, especially those who don't walk in with a designer label slapped across their chest." A few customers start recording discreetly on their phones. Chloe stammers, her lips barely moving. "You're an investor?" Mason nods. "And the way you treated my wife today, that tells me everything I need to know about your values." The assistant next to Chloe quietly takes a step back, eyes down. "This store claims to be about class and luxury," Mason says, looking around. "But true class has nothing to do with logos or heels. It's how you treat people when you think no one important is watching." Sarah finally speaks, her voice calm but firm. "All I wanted was to find a dress, not to be humiliated." Gasps ripple again through the room. A woman near the handbags section murmurs, "She's right." Chloe's composure cracks. "Mr. Blake, I apologize. I didn't recognize." "That's the point," Mason says sharply. "You shouldn't need to." Chloe's voice shakes as she steps forward, eyes lowered. "Mr. Blake, Mrs. Blake, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't realize who she was. I was wrong." Before Mason can respond, the store manager rushes over, a middle-aged man in a tailored gray suit, clearly just alerted to the commotion. "Mr. Blake, please accept our sincerest apologies," he says, bowing slightly. "This behavior is absolutely not what we stand for. I assure you, this will be addressed immediately." Mason's expression doesn't soften. He looks at Sarah, who remains calm, dignified, but clearly wounded. "This isn't about money," Mason says evenly. "It's about respect." Sarah finally meets the manager's gaze, her voice quiet but unwavering. "And about seeing people for more than just the fabric on their backs." There's a long pause. The store falls silent except for the soft hum of the air conditioning and a few phones still discreetly recording. The manager clears his throat and gestures nervously. "Please, let us make it up to you. Anything in the store, on the house." Sarah gives a faint smile and gently shakes her head. "Thank you, but no. I don't want a dress from a place that only sees value after a last name." Customers around nod in silent agreement. Chloe stands frozen, cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Mason wraps an arm gently around Sarah. Come on, love. Let's go somewhere that treats you the way you deserve. They turn to leave. The sound of the door chime as they exit seems louder than ever. The store manager, still trying to salvage what's left of their reputation, steps forward again. Mrs. Blake, please, we insist. Choose anything you like. No charge. Sarah pauses, her eyes scanning the elegant rows of dresses, shimmering under the soft showroom lights. She could have anything she wants in this room. But her gaze returns to Chloe, still stunned, and the quiet customers standing nearby. She smiles politely, but there's steel in her voice. I came to shop. I didn't come to humiliate anyone. There's a hush. No one knows what to say. Chloe lowers her eyes. Even the other customers look uncomfortable, perhaps reflecting on their silence. Mason places a hand on Sarah's back as they begin walking toward the door. As they pass, an older woman, whispers, "She's got more class in those jeans than most of us in designer gowns." Sarah says nothing. She doesn't need to. They step out into the California sunlight, the door chiming softly behind them. Mason opens the car door for her, and she glides in without another glance back. Inside the store, the silence remains. But something has changed. As Sarah and Mason step out into the golden glow of the California afternoon, there's a peaceful silence between them. The chaos of the boutique fades behind them. Their hands are gently intertwined. Voiceover, calm and resonant. True luxury isn't about price tags. It's about character. Mason looks over to Sarah, proud but not surprised. She walks tall, not because of wealth, but because she refused to let cruelty harden her heart. They pass a group of tourists who barely notice them, unaware of the small storm that just passed inside Maison Léon. Sarah smiles quietly, a woman at peace. Inside the car, as Mason drives, Sarah looks out the window. She isn't angry. She's thoughtful. You know, she says, I used to think I had to prove myself. Today reminded me I don't. Mason nods, his hand briefly resting on hers. A gesture of love. Of respect. It's easy to admire someone in a tailored suit. But real elegance is how you treat people when no one's watching. In a world quick to judge, be the one who pauses to see. If you believe kindness matters more than appearance, like, comment, and share this story. Because sometimes the quietest people carry the loudest truths. Subscribe to our channel for more stories that restore faith in humanity. And don't forget to turn on the bell, so you never miss a moment that matters.